Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Saturday the 29th of November 2025. Today was match day and oh my goodness, what a match it was. I think probably it's got to be up there with one of the best at the new ground. I mean, absolutely insane. It's, full house, insane atmosphere, plenty of noise. The players responded. Normally when it's recently when it's been a full house, the players haven't responded. But boy did they today. Boy did they indeed. So here we go. Lions beat Saints in Championship Classic. Yes, for the first time in 13 attempts since 1977 in league and cup games at the Den, we've beaten Southampton. We have beaten them, and well deserved. Not a hint of luck. In fact, a little bit of luck for Southampton actually, regarding their penalty. But we didn't need luck. We had spirit, we had determination, we had persistence, and a desire to win. What a fantastic result! What a fantastic performance. So, Millwall defeated Southampton 3-2 in a Sky Bet Championship Classic at the Den on Saturday afternoon. Adam Armstrong's penalty kick gave the Saints an early second half lead in South London, but the Lions turned the game on its head in 9 minutes as Femi Aziz's 6th goal in 7 games and a goal of the season contender from Callum Taylor put them 2-1 up. Finn Azaz, however, scored an equaliser with 4 minutes remaining, only for Kramer to pop up 7 minutes into second half stoppage time to win the game. So that's basically the whole story of the game in a paragraph or two. Now we have the full review, the full report. 4 changes were made by Alex Neil following Wednesday's success over Sheffield Wednesday, as Danny McNamara, Femi Aziz, Danny Kelly and Reece Bangor-Williams came into the starting 11 at the expense of Turno Ballo, Camille Negley, Alfie Doughty and the injured Luke Cundall. More on that at the end of the video. We have another injury before we even kick the ball. Guess how long? We'll find out at the end of the video. Zach Lovelace, meanwhile, was among the substitutes in the SC16. Yes, he is alive. Everyone's saying, where is he? Where is he? Well, here he is. There he is. He was there today. Adam Armstrong had the first effort of the game when it was just 3 minutes old, but his product goal was comfortably saved by Max Crocombe before Adomio Maku blazed over at the other end following a free kick. Finn Azaz then also found the grasp of Crocombe before a burst down the left from Maku saw the Irishman look for Mihailo Ivanovic celebrating his 21st birthday, only for the cross to just evade the Serbian. Maku was then involved in a third move forward for Millwall 9 minutes, but after claiming a loose ball around 25 yards out, he drilled wide. Both sides jostled for position as the midway point of the half approached, without any clear-cut chances presenting themselves, but with 20 minutes on the clock, Aziz charged forward with the ball and set his sights on goal, only to hit a left-footed effort wide of the far post. Maku's cross and Bangor-Williams' drag back then saw Ivanovic carve out a shot, but he was crowded out by the Southampton defence. On 27 minutes, the Lions came closest to taking the lead as Kelly struck an attempt from the edge of the box, one which took a deflection off a defender and then Ivanovic, but Gavin Bazunu sprawled to his left to tip the ball behind. Crocombe and Tristan Kramer combined to keep out the Saints on the half-hour mark, with Callum Taylor putting the ball in the net on 33 minutes, only to find his strike ruled out for a foul. Yeah, it was a fair ball for him to contest. But, it kind of looked bad. It kind of looked like he went in with a kung fu kick on the keeper. But, he went in for the ball and he got the ball and he touched the keeper afterwards. But it was, the keeper was coming at him. So, what are you supposed to do? Aziz's cross was headed behind by Ivanovic as the Lions looked to finish the first half strong, but a minute from the break, Crocombe was called into action as he had to tip Armstrong's effort behind, one which was deflected off Taylor. Aziz, Maku and Taylor all had efforts early in the second half to open the scoring, but they could not force their way through. On 55 minutes, however, the scoring was opened as Armstrong beat Crocombe in a penalty spot after referee Ben Toner spotted a foul inside the box. Yeah, a lot of confusion at the time. It wasn't a foul. Well, I guess it was a foul, a specific type of foul that happens all the time to us, and it never gets given. So a lot of confusion at the time. Like, what's going on there? What's going on there? Jake Cooper was pulling on the guy's shirt, and the guy fell over. So he's looking for it. Now, they had one in the first half. They got booked for diving. The guy got booked, and if I'm pulling on your shirt, right? If I'm pulling on your shirt, so I'm pulling you towards me. Why would you fall forward? Like, you would fall to the side. The guy, as soon as he felt the thing, he fell forward, so that the referee can then see that, oh, Jake Cooper's got a handful of his shirt. Because if you look back on the highlights, you can see he drops forward as soon as he feels it. Cooper's grabbed his shirt. He drops forward. So then, as he's falling, Jake Cooper's holding his shirt up. So, it did look bad. So that's what that was for. It was very soft, really. Like I said, it happens to Cooper all the time. At the other end, and we don't get penalties for that. In fact, they give the penalty against him for having his own shirt pulled. What's that about? The Saints had their tails up following that and could have gone 2-0 up if not for Crocombe, who reached to get a hand at Azaz's. It's kind of annoying, all the Aziz's and Azaz's. 1 second, please. I need to take a drink. Oh. My throat is absolutely killing me after today. I'm telling you. Well, what a game. What a game. Yikes. So Azaz's curling effort on 64 minutes, with Ivanovic glancing wide from Aziz's cross at the other end as Millwall sought the equaliser. Ivanovic got his head to the ball again on 70 minutes, but headed a corner kick wide of the near post. But 2 minutes later, the Lions were deservedly level. As Aziz combined with Kramer, the 1-2 between the winger and the Frenchman ended with the former firing a left-footed effort past Bazunu. Straight after that, Doughty and Negley were brought into the play in place of Bangor, Williams and McNamara. McNamara was at left back, by the way, and with a den electric, Ivanovic looked to take advantage of a weak back pass, only to be just beaten to the ball by the on-rushing Bazunu. Bala replaced Aziz with 12 minutes remaining, but on 81 minutes, the Lions put themselves in front as Taylor unleashed a ridiculous effort from 30 yards out that sailed into the top corner and left Bazunu stranded. What a strike. What an absolutely ridiculous strike. I mean, fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And that was in 81 minutes. So you're thinking like, oh, here we go, this is it. We've won the game. Maybe we've got to defend for 9 minutes, but we should be okay. But of course, it wasn't to be that simple. But I mean, the goal was so outstanding that Alex Neil ran down the touchline and celebrated with the players in the corner. He ran down there and celebrated with them, and he got booked for it. He got a yellow card off the ref for doing that. So that's not good. Well, it was good, well worth the effort, Negley hit an effort just wide as Millwall looked for more, but the Lions were to concede a second 4 minutes from time as Azaz poked the ball home at the back post following a set piece. The second ball, Crocombe saves the first ball. He pats it away. I don't think there's much you can do, but he pats into the path of, there's loads of Millwall players there, but the Middlesbrough players are the one that gets on it first, and he prods it into the net. So you're thinking then, okay, 2-2, all right, I thought we were going to win, Caleb Taylor's just scored that goal. I thought, okay, thought we were going to win. It's 2-2. Okay, only 3 minutes to go. We should be fine. Should be fine. We just got lost, for 3 minutes. And then we get to the 90th minute, right? And then the 7 minutes of injury time comes up. And you're like, oh no, oh my God. So, we're thinking, oh my God, 7 minutes. We have to hold on for 7 minutes for a 2-2 draw. No. And thank God it was 7 minutes, because guess when we scored? In the 97th minute, so have some of that. Lovelace and Macaulay Langstaff were thrown over Maku and Kelly following that, with Ivanovic heading at Bazunu and Doughty's cross causing Southampton problems in 7 minutes of stoppage time. Cooper's header was cleared off the line as Mill pushed for a winner, but just when you thought it was over, the Lions were to win the game as Crammer found himself unmarked at the back post to score. What a game! ! Indeed, what a game. What a game indeed. So yeah, you gotta say, absolutely amazing by Macaulay Langstaff. He started off the move by going down the left-hand side. Tenacity. The guy, he's dribbling down, and the guy tries to tackle him. He gets deflected up. He carries on. He powers through it and gets the ball to continue in his run. He slides it off to Ballo, and Ballo, floats it over to the back post where Crammer is. And then, if you look at the highlights, right, and look at it again, and you'll see something. So Macaulay Langstaff started off the move, and as soon as he ships it over to Ballo, he's sprinting it. He's sprinting to get into the area. Absolutely sprinting. And if you look, when Crammer puts it into the net, the closest player to it is Macaulay Langstaff. But, absolutely insane goal to score. I think what happened, it looked like the defender on the line fucked it up and sliced it into his own goal. That's what I was thinking. And then it's not until you get home and you watch the highlights back. So what's actually happened is the ball floats over from Ballo. Crammer side foots it towards the goal line, and it goes through the keeper's net. It may even go through the defender that's in front of the keeper and take a deflection which takes it through the keeper's legs. And the guy on the line, he doesn't even realise it's coming because it goes through the keeper's legs, and he sees it later last minute and just swings his leg at it, and he kind of miskicks it into the goal. But it was already going in. But yeah, just insane. Absolutely insane. What a way to end the game. And, that's got to be up there with, some of the best games at the new ground. You think of the cup games, that was like a cup game. That was like, the Everton game, the Aston Villa game. What was the other one? The Tranmere game, quarter-final, because the semi-final was in a neutral ground, wasn't it? No, the semi-final was at Wembley. Yeah, semi-final was at Wembley. So the Tranmere quarter-final that ended 0-0 then, and we had to go up to Tranmere to win the replay. But the Birmingham playoff semi-final, which sadly we lost at the end. But even though, the first half of the Blackburn game, although that was an early kick-off, which, gives you a different atmosphere, and we ended up fucking that result up. But, this game, that's up there with the best of the best. Just absolutely outstanding. And we'll get into it as we get into it, maybe today and tomorrow, but here's the team. Starting 11, Max Crocombe, Tristan Crammer, Callum Taylor, Jake Cooper, Danny McNamara playing at left back. Casper North, Daniel Kelly, Femi Aziz, Rahis Bangor Williams, Adomu Maku and Mihailo Ivanovic. The subs bench was Turner Ballo, Camille Negley, Stephen Bender, Alfie Doughty, Macaulay Langstaff, Kamal Grant, AJ Matthews, Zach Lovelace and Wes Harding. The subs that came on were Doughty on for Danny McNamara in the 73rd minute, Langstaff on for Kelly in the 87th minute, Ballo on for Aziz in the 77th minute, Negley on for Bangor Williams in the 72nd minute, and Lovelace on for Maku in the 87th minute. So there you go. Match stats. Did we not get any players booked? We didn't get any players booked. Okay. Interesting. The attendance, it was sold out. It got announced it was sold out about 10:30 this morning, about half an hour after the ticket office opened. So it was 18,732 with 2,988 away fans there. So there you go. Another game, another Aziz goal. And Crammer, celebrating because he didn't score an own goal the other day. It was confirmed, and now he scored at the right end. So here you go. All's well that ends well. But again, you got two defenders scoring goals. I keep talking about it, but I believe this is the first time this season, certainly, that we've won a game at home where we haven't kept a clean sheet, and where we won a game when we've gone behind. We've came back from a losing position to win a game. And I think that's the first time we've done that at home, not just this season, but I think for a couple of seasons. I think since, the last time we've done it, it was mentioned as well, because we don't usually do it. I think it was under Gary Rowett, and at the time it was mentioned under him. So, just weird that we don't seem to be able to do that as a club. Like, well, we lose. If we start losing, that's how it's going to end. But no, not today. Not today. We came back. So, there you go. So, here we go. From millfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Lions versus Saints in photos. Wow. Oh, wow. Whilst there are many words to describe Saturday's 3-2 Sky Bet Championship victory over Southampton at the Den, we'll let the pictures do the talking. Take a look at the gallery below as the Lions win 7 minutes into second half stoppage time. There's Danny Kelly there. Adomi Maku, outstanding. Crammer, even more outstanding. Ivanovic, not bad today. A lot better than he was the other day. Cooper gave away the penalty, but I think that was a very harsh penalty to give away. Femi Aziz, again, another goal. Danny McNamara, decent shift today. Caleb Taylor, that was him scoring, huh? Yep, I recognise that shot anywhere. Let's see if they have a photo of the boss there. Is he coming down? Where is he? He's not there yet. Obviously, they don't show it. And there's the... Yeah, it does. Look, it goes through his leg. So I think it goes through the guy's leg. And you can see he's twisted his... What's that? His right foot. And I think it hits his knee. It goes through the keeper's legs. And the guy on the line swipes it. There he is. He's about to swipe it. He sees it late because it goes through the keeper's legs, and he just slices into the net. But look at Crammer staring at it the way through. He knows it's going towards goal. He's not trying to assist anyone. And look, I told you, look. If you look on the left-hand side where the arrow is, there's Langstaff. He started the move off over here outside the penalty area. And he sprints in to the penalty area. To get on to the end of the ball, because he thinks, Crammer might hit it back. Because it was like floated up and over. It wasn't like going... He knew, he kind of could tell by the trajectory that it was going over the other side, and it might be, headed back across. So there you go. Yep. Absolutely fantastic. And there's the goalkeeping coach. Is that the doctor? It's got Doc. I don't know if his name is Doc or if he's a doctor, but there he is. He's joining on with the celebrations. All the subs as well, absolutely insane. You know, right at the end of the game, 97th minute. 97th minute. They can't come back from that. What a perfect time to score. Well, there you go. There he is there. Everyone is loving it. And that was, you know, that was a statement win. That's the second statement win of the season. You know, first one was the opening day of the season away at Norwich. Haven't won there since 1968, which I believe, if I can remember correctly, was something like 21 visits. And we go there and we win. And the same thing today, at home to Southampton. 12 games at home against Southampton since 1977. We haven't won, and we've done it now. We've done it. Another statement win. Absolutely fantastic. So let's get into some post-match comments. What have we got? One, two. They're all from the Southern News, and then we're going to have a look at the table. So we've got five from the Southern News.co.uk. Alex Neil praises brilliant Millwall after Tristan Crammer scores last-minute winner against Southampton. Yes, Alex Neil praised his brilliant young side after they beat Southampton 3-2, courtesy of Tristan Crammer. 97-minute winner, yeah. Neil named a youthful starting 11 due to a lengthy injury list, handing out starts to 20-year-old Dan Kelly and 21-year-old Reece Bangor-Williams. Here we go. This is what we were saying. Bangor-Williams, you know. He had a solid game. Here's the thing. In the first half especially, Southampton were doing this thing that they do where they just keep ball in their own third of the pitch, really. Not even in their own half, just in the own third of the pitch, going from the keeper to the defender, to another defender, back to the keeper. Just stupid way of playing, wasting the whole 45 minutes of the first half. You know, if you look at the highlights, there's like an extended highlights that's going around on YouTube. And it's, you know, there's very little highlights in the first half because they were doing shit like that. And what it meant was, you know, we kind of played like a 4-1-4-1, pressing them high up. And, you know, you've got your two young lads doing that because they're young lads. They can run around. They're supposed to be fitter, you know, more youthful, exuberance. They're younger. They can run around more. So there you go. The Lions had the better of an entertaining but ultimately goalless first half before being pegged back 10 minutes to the second half when Jake Cooper was penalised for pulling back. Taylor Harwood, Bellis and Adam Armstrong converted from the penalty spot. Superb long-range strikes from Femi Aziz and Callum Taylor gave Millwall the lead before Finn Azaz looked to have secured a draw for his team when he scrambled in a goal from a free kick late on. However, Crammer would have the final say following a Turner Ballo's chip into the net to spark wild celebrations. Alex Neil thought the win was well deserved. Oh, it was a great game, you know. I thought the game itself was a brilliant game. The game deserved an ending like it got. I felt we merited that across the 90 minutes. I scored two brilliant goals in one game, and Tristan's was the most important, but, you know, the other two goals were excellent in terms of the manner of them. I'm just really so proud of the players, you know, so delighted for everybody connected with the club. You look at the lineup, we've got younger lads in there that haven't played a lot of football. To be fair to them, I thought they did brilliantly today as a group, and we kept going and we kept pushing and we played against a really good side today. And you could see in the first half, you know, Southampton, they make you go the whole way, they open the pitch up, they're difficult to play against, but I thought probably midway through the first half, once we got to grip with our distances, which sometimes happens when you're not always playing, I thought we squeezed them, we pressed them, we turned the ball over, and it led into their second half, and then second half it got better and better. I'm really pleased. Southampton had won their previous 4 on the bounce under interim head coach Tom Eckhart heading into the match. Asked by News at 10 if the Saints' form made the win even sweeter, Neil said, they didn't just win them. The manner in which they won them, they were very good. I watched all their games. They were very good. So, you know, we're really pleased. Absolutely. But, you know, this is the way. This is the Millwall way, you know. We struggle against Sheffield Wednesday. You know, it takes everything we've got just to win 1-0 against the worst team in the league. Although, you know, to be fair, previously we would have lost that game or not won it. But we did win it, you know. And then, you know, you go out to a team like Southampton, they were in the Premier League last year. They came down, they've got good players, they're a big name, they've got big, decent ground and all that stuff, Premiership pedigree, and they're in the form of their lives, and we put in a performance like that. I mean, wow. So here we go. Story number 2 from the southernnews.co.uk. Mill head coach on his frustrations with Southampton penalty and 3-2 win. They didn't prevent it today. What's that, mate? What's that about? I don't know. Let's find out. Alex Neil explained what frustrated him about Southampton's penalty and Mill's 3-2 win over the Saints. Southampton were awarded a penalty in the 55th minute after Jake Cooper was deemed to have pulled down. He pulled his shirt and the guy fell forward. So like I said, so if I'm pulling your shirt, I would pull you towards me, and he just kind of like flopped. But because Cooper was holding his shirt, it's like a puppet, like you could see the strings, because his shirt kind of like stretched out. So it looked bad. It looked worse than it was, and I think as soon as he felt the grabbing of his shirt, he dropped forward. Alex Neil gave his thoughts on referee Ben Toner's decision. I was really disappointed in the free kick leading up to the penalty. The one with Femi up the edge of the box, I didn't think it was a foul at the time. I may be wrong when I watched it back, but at the time I didn't. What frustrated me with that as well is, I think if anybody watched the Sheffield United derby, they stopped it about 3 times because the lads are holding each other to make sure they don't have to give a penalty. But we didn't stop it today. Not only that, their goalkeeper, I think in the first half, he fell over twice. The guy who does the middle six for them fell over twice. They got fouls on every occasion. It's not the first time they've done it. We watch the set plays, they do it all the time. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty, but I think there's been a higher tolerance this year, and I think they've stopped it and preempted it. And one of the games, when I spoke to one of the fourth officials, he actually said to me, we're told to try and stop it if we can prevent that, and didn't prevent it today. You see this all the time, when the players hold on to each other. They're pulling and pushing each other. And then the referee sees that, he blows up, goes up to them, wags his finger in their face, says, don't do that. If you do that, I'm going to give a penalty or a free kick. Because it happens all the time to us. And then as soon as the ball comes in, he's watching. If there's anything, he blows up straight away and gives a free kick against Jake Cooper when he's the one being held. And that happens all the time. So, was it a penalty? I mean, technically it was, because Jake Cooper was holding his shirt, but the guy played for it. He fell forward when Cooper was holding his shirt. Like, you're a big lad. You ain't falling over if someone's grabbing your shirt and pulling them towards you, because Jake Cooper's trying to stop him from running forward. You don't fall to the floor forwards. You don't fall forwards. You get held back. You fall backwards. You don't fall forwards. Come on, man. Now, story number 3 from the southernnews.co.uk. Millwall boss, I don't think I've ever run down a touchline as a coach. Yes, the first time in his career, Alex Neil sprinted down the touchline and jumped in with the celebrations with the players after what he thought was the 2-1 winner. Now, he was already booked, so he had the presence of mind, even though, Kramer's goal was even more fucking, oh my God, here we go. He had the presence of mind of not running down and celebrating with that, because he would have got another yellow card, a red, and then that would have been a red card. He would have been banned for the touchline for the next game, and we don't want that, do we? No, not at all. Alex Neil thought Caleb Taylor's 30-yard scream in his side's 3-2 win over Southampton merited joining in the celebrations, the first time he can recall doing that in his coaching career. Wow, that's something. He's been around many a year, so that is something. With the game level at 1-1, Taylor was passed the ball outside the box and, with time to shoot, uncaught a fierce shot that swerved into the corner to give Millwall the lead. Alex Neil ran down the touchline to join in on the raucous celebrations and would do so again 16 minutes later when Tristan Kramer scored a late goal to give his side a 3-2 win. Did he? I don't think he did. Mill's head coach was issued a yellow card for running down the touchline, but Neil thought the goals merited it. I don't think I've ever run down the touchline as a coach, but I thought it was certainly one of those moments that merit it. A young centre-back playing his fourth start, putting the ball in the top corner with his right foot from 30 yards. Oh boy, unfortunately I got carried away with myself there. Oh boy. Yeah, by the way. Now, story number 4 from the Southampton.co.uk. What an unbelievable strike. Alex Neil commends Millwall's defender's superb long-range effort in Southampton win. Interesting that they've done this as a separate story. I don't know why they couldn't have done that with the other thing that was about the same thing. I don't know. Alex Neil called Callum Taylor's thunderous long-range goal against Southampton an unbelievable strike. The 23-year-old centre-back opened his Lions account with a stunning 30-yard shot in the 81st minute to give them a 2-1 lead in the match. Taylor has now made 4 league starts for the Lions since joining from West Bromwich Albion in August. Alex Neil was asked if he knew Taylor was capable of scoring goals like that. Any footballer at that level is capable of doing sort of something like that, in terms of they can strike the ball, they can all edit, they can all run. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's something that's going to be common practice. But what an unbelievable strike, for him to have the confidence to do that. Hopefully that will help him going forward, He's getting better at the games that are sort of going on, so I'm really pleased for him today as well. Absolutely. Pleased for everyone all around. Now, story number 5 from the Southampton.co.uk. Remember I told you earlier to guess how long Luke Cundle was out for? Now's the time, remember, because we're going to find out. Millwall midfield, it's in the headline, I didn't see that. Millwall midfielder expected to be out for 8 weeks, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 8 weeks. And you think 8 weeks for a black eye? No, it wasn't that, it was something else. So, yeah, an expected return for Billy Mitchell. Luke Cundle is expected to be out for 8 weeks, Alex Neil said. The 23-year-old midfielder impressed in Millwall's 1-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday on Wednesday, but suffered a shoulder injury in a collision during the match. I think it may have been the same collision. Because, I don't know. I think maybe. I don't know. Asked by News after the Lions' 3-2 win over Southampton how long he is expected to be out, Alex Neil said, probably about 8 weeks. It leaves Alex Neil with just 2 fit central defenders, Dan Kelly and Casper Noisy side head into a busy December. Neil was asked if any of the injured midfielders would be back soon. The closest will probably be Billy. It's probably back for Blackburn on December the 20th. So, what's that, 3 weeks' time, 4 weeks' time? And what we've got, probably 3 or 4 games before then? 5 games, maybe? So, it's going to be a rough old month, but, interesting. So, after today, let's have a look at the Championship results from, Friday night and today. So here we go. Oxford 2, Ipswich 1. Oxford 2, Ipswich 1, yes, well that's a bit of a shocker. Today's games, Portsmouth 0, Bristol City 1. Stoke 1, Hull 2. Leicester 2, Sheffield United 3. Middlesbrough 2, Derby 1. Millwall 3, Southampton 2. Norwich 3, Queen's Park Rangers 1. West Bromwich Albion 3, Swansea City 2. Wrexham 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Preston 3. Coventry 3, Charlton 1. A lot of teams scoring 3 today. Wow. And there's a game on Monday between Birmingham and Watford, but that is not going to affect us because we're third in the table, by the way. We are third in the table. We have the second most wins in the league with 9, which is joint tied with Middlesbrough and Stoke, but it is the second most wins in the league with 9. And that's what gets you at the top of the table, not drawing games but winning them. The extra points are very valuable. We're on 31 points at the moment, with 2 points behind Middlesbrough in second place. But more interestingly, we have a gap of 3 points between 7th and us. So the next slip up we won't be dropping all the way down here. We'll just be dropping down here. So we can afford a slip up or two. Interestingly, Ipswich still have that game in hand, but because they lost on Friday night, even if they do win that, they can't go above us. We've played 18 games, which is quite a lot. We're nearly halfway through the season. 23 games is halfway through the season. And you got to imagine, once we get to 23 games, you see where we are in the league. All we've got to do is repeat what we've done, but just in the reverse order. So, we played Norwich away, now we've got to play them at home. We just played Southampton at home, we've got to play them away. And just got to get, as good as results as we did in all the first 23 games, and we should be fine. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, third in the table, 31 points after 18 games. Incredible stuff that we're seeing here. Absolutely incredible. Next up, though, we are playing a team that could go above us if they win. If they beat us, it'll be they'll be on 32 points. So, we will drop down if we lose the next game. But, there you go. It's Bristol City away, if you didn't know. So, top of the table clash. But, man, doesn't that look good? Does that look good at all, or what? So there you go. I mean, absolutely fantastic. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.